just doing a short little video about my love for geomancy once more. I thought I'd this time tell a little bit about the history and how I found it, and it was within the church actually. And I just used, since this is the only book I have at hand since I lost my old books during a flooding of my old home, so this is just his set of rules. And as you can see, it's planetary, it's astrological, and it has the inner and outer elements. And then you have the characters and the colors, and he uses this as in Magick, but we used it mainly as in Divination. And I think they wanted to put everything into Golden Dawn, so I think it was just a bit like this. But we used, in the Orthodox Church, I found that people were using geomancy for the saints. So the farmers and the people who attended the church, they had maybe Saint Cyprian or whatever saint, or Saint Raphael, Saint Gabriel. They used it in that way, not in a planetary sense, since they didn't know that, but in a saintly way. And then I guess that many pagans, since this was mainly from the Arabic countries, the main source, but geomancy is very simple if you look at the basics, and it's been one of the oldest divination methods throughout the world. Africa has a more difficult system. And I think that many of those who write the books on runes and things, they use geomancy as an inspiration. And here is one type of chart that looks very nice for those who want to make everything look perfect and so forth. And for me it was a way, since I love nature, so I had my planetary angels. And I used it like this. In this book he uses other spirits. Many uses this for the Olympic spirits. Then I heard, I haven't seen this, but I heard that many people have used this in Enochian, translated these figures into Enochian as well. But I have my own way of doing things, and geomancy isn't really ceremonial magic in my case, since every farmer in every country around the world has been doing something similar. But here is what he used in this book, like Zazel, Ismail. And as you can see, these are different sigils that usually what I show. And here we have the lesser rituals and LBRP. And then we have the hexagram and summoning the planetary spirits. Many use the Olympic spirits nowadays. And then we have the consecration of elements. And here is something I've been asked about, the sigils and talismans. I don't do them so much with this. I don't really do that kind of stuff. But people have used these for amulets and talismans, and you can go as high up you want to with planets and astrological and correspondences and everything. But what I love with Geomancy is that you are so free. It can be so very simple. If you have whatever religion or spirituality you are into, you can adapt it and give the names of that pantheon, and you can use it for astrological, and you can use it for elemental. And it is like a Renaissance magic, but there are so many different sources, Arabic. And then I know, since in Russia and Eastern Orthodox Church, where I met it through, you had the saint version in the church. And I wanted to, since I work with the angels, so I called upon the 7 angels. And so there are so many ways. And here are some bibliographies where you can find. But this is well worth doing. Once you learn the basis of it, you can develop your own system, since there is and haven't been one and only system that is to be followed so and so. And that's why I like Geomancy, since it's enough with your finger or a stick and a bit of dirt outside. And if I was worried about ticks on deer or something like that, I take the Geomancy out and do it out in nature to see if, or if they have, if I see a deer that had a swollen stomach, I could think that, oh, is it parasites or is it worms within, and so I could do some magic against that for healing magic too. And so I used it only in connection to nature, and that works very well, since I sit out in nature and I ask the nature and I use the nature. So that's why I love this so much. And this was just like, I truly love this system. You can sweep, you have these planets, and you can use a saint and say one simple, the prayer you say for that saint, or one single deity, and you can make it work. And you just start to practice it, and you get better, and then you can use it in spell work more, I would say. I don't really see this as a ceremonial magic thing as they want to put it out as, since everybody is doing geomancy in one way. If you count the letters for yes or no answers, picking a flower, that's one kind of geomancy. If you peel an apple and throw the apple, what is it called, peel, you might look at that for a yes or no answer. So in one way that would be a very simple way of doing geomancy, but it is all about getting yes or no. And then you get this, the more further you get into it, the more you get out of it. And so you can do it complete astrological, planetary, and there is that freedom, since even in the older Arabic text, and since I knew that it was practiced in the church with the saints, that's why and then I knew all the farmers around where I lived, and they all did geomancy. When is that calf going to be born, or should I pick this stallion for the horse or that one? And so me and nature and country, and it would be really fun to make a system out of it, and it's useful in magic. And it's so fun to create your own system. since it's free, it's never been only one way to do this thing. So I hope you got a little bit of inspiration, and I truly love Geomancy. Have a magical, magical day. Bye for now.